and welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of how to do your Capstone project in the Google Data Analytics Certification Program using BigQuery and the public data sets. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is load up BigQuery. So go to your favorite browser or search engine, type BigQuery, and hit enter. Now look for where it says google.cloud.com Cloud BigQuery. Click on Quick BigQuery there. Now you're going to use your regular Google username and password to log on to this. Okay, and then click on the Go to Console. And the first thing we're going to do is to create a project. Go up here, New Project, create a project. I've already created one called Google Capstone project. So you can see right up there, appropriately named. Now we got to go out. We need to find some data. Okay, so go to Add Data, Explore Public Data Sets. Now, if you absolutely have to do a bike share data analysis, click on Bike, enter this. Now you got 2 data sets for bikes right there. Okay, then you just go follow my instructions from here on out, how to actually find the data. We're interested in another mode of transportation, and that is taxi service. Now we're going to look at the Chicago taxi data. Now we could come over to here again, get some information about the data here, and then come down here to samples, get some code here, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to come back over here and we're going to do a search for taxis. Back over here. And here's Chicago taxi service. Okay? And when you click on the table name, it gives you the schema or the code book, what do you want to call it. You get the field name, the column name, the type of the field, and the description. Because here it says trip start timestamp, when trip started, round to the nearest 15 minutes, which is sort of interesting. That means you're going to charge for a 15-minute ride, regardless of how long the trip actually is. Okay, and the end trip. Other things you might be interested in: trip duration in seconds, trip duration in miles, the fare, tips, total, payment type, and there's also a company function here also, which is sort of interesting. Okay, but now we'll come back over here. We're going to do the most basic functions. We're simply going to do 2 counts. Do a count of rides by day and a count of rides by year. Okay, so you come back over here now. Click on this query. Okay, let's change this to 10. We can actually do it to 1 because it doesn't make any difference. And of course, put the all the data up there. And do this. Trip start, end date, time. Trip in seconds, trip miles. You know, technically, the trip time should be a minimum of 15 times 60, right? If you go charge for 15 minutes, then that means it's you're actually being charged for 15 times 60 seconds, right? Pickup, a lot of this stuff is null. Never hurts, check for null values and categorical variables like this. The fare, 1165. The tolls, credit card was used, trip total, cab service used. Okay. And now we're going to come back up here, and we're actually going to start up here with come up here now, convert this to use the basic cast command to convert this to let's see how this looks. There that is. Okay, so now it's just a matter of going in and adding our functions. This is going to be a trip count by day. The limit is always the last line here. Group by. Now you might be able to actually use trip date here. Let's see what happens. And there it is. Can we do order by? Now this should give us trips by ordered by day. Okay. 3,319 rows of data. Now at this point, we have a couple options. First of all, let's come back over here, get our project back up here. Okay. We could come over here and we can say save query. I'm not sure what public means, but let's do it anyway. So now if you come back over to your project, click on the arrow that says save queries, it says 2. Well, I guess there is 2, trips by day, counts of trips by day and year. So now we got our query right here. Now the second thing we can do with it is that we could save the results either to our Google Drive or a local file, save, open in Excel or Tabular or Power BI, doesn't make a difference. Google Sheets, whatever floats your boat. Let's go over here, over here. These are already sorted nicely. Let's come over here, home, comma, okay. Make sure this is a date field. Create a table. Come over here now, create a pivot table. New sheet, trip date, trip counts. So now we got the totals by year. And come over here like so, do all this, insert plot, recommended plot. Oh, this is interesting. My goodness. Look at this. Is this the Uber effect? 20, of course, is COVID-19, but look at this continued declining pattern here. It spiked in 2000. I wonder when did Uber come into New York? I actually looked that up, didn't I? Or Chicago. So that's one answer you can do. You can also come over here, Data Studio. Do a time series, trip dates, dimension. and dimension. Well, that's obviously not where that goes, is it? Uh, that's it. Okay, let's get rid of that. Now you can see beginning 2014, the trip numbers in Chicago began to decline. Now, here's the question. Could this be the effect of Uber in that market? That's the real question. What about smooth? Smooth? Hmm. So now it's a second. You can add a new plot up here. Okay, so now we just saved. We create a very simple query, counting the number of trips by day. Now we're going to do one more thing. We're going to count the number of trips by year. By the way, I'm also going to include a link to the Google documentation for BigQuery, which covers all the functions and the various programming aspects of BigQuery that there is. And you know what? You need to bookmark that page because that page there is your best friend. Okay. Let's see if this will work. So let's see if this will work now. And now we got the number of trips by year. Okay. And again, we can come over here. Let's save these results locally first of all. Now we got the numbers. So let's come over here, format this, do this. T, insert pivot table. Okay, trip year, trip counts by year. All right. Then it's just a matter of a quick plot here also. Let's do this. Then it's simply a matter of inserting the plot. Now we got the total trip counts by year. But look at this big decline we begin in 2015. That's very to me that's interesting. Okay, to me that's very interesting. Is that the Uber effect? Let's go over here to Data Studio again. Now this certainly is going to be a bar plot. And look what happened here. Beginning in 2015, we saw a steady decline in rides in Chicago, in taxi cab rides in Chicago. Now, the question again, is that the Uber effect? Okay, is that Uber? Look at that. Hmm. Yeah, this is definitely. Isn't this interesting? Oops. Somehow we reversed our numbers, didn't we? My goodness, look how much this declined. And of course, 2021 was basically a washout. So, nonetheless, so there you have it. Short and sweet and to the point. How to use BigQuery and the public data sets to not only for your capstone project, but also for additional case studies for you to add to your online data portfolio. Okay. Thanks so much for your time, folks. Questions and comments are also acceptable. Also, of course, again, be sure to check the description below because I'm going to be because I'm going to be because I'm going to have a description to the BigQuery documentation page, which you need to bookmark. Okay. Thanks so much for your time. We'll catch you in a day or so.